Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lanique's podcast. So today's episode, I will be talking about the importance of being equally yoked with your significant other, with the organization that you are partnering with whatever area that you have in your life. It is so important to be equally yoked. And this is why. The Bible says, how can two walk together unless they agree? So when you're walking with someone, whether that's a friend, whether that is your bae, whether that is a family member, whether that is, a job that you have decided to, join, whatever the case may be, or even an organization, it says, how can two walk together unless they agree? The goal is not to have someone who thinks exactly like you, but the goal is to have someone who has the same foundation as you. All right? Because if two minds think the same, then there's no growth. You need someone who will challenge you. You need a different perspective in order for you to move forward in life. And so, once again, the individual or individuals do not have to think exactly like you, but they do need to have a common ground, which will be the foundation. And so many times within our lives, I see many ladies who settle. They settle for careers that do not have the same moral characteristics that they exude, or even the same values that they exude. And so because the organization doesn't have the same morals, the same values that they share, sometimes you can bend if you don't know who you are, right? So I have seen it. I have seen many of my former co-workers, they didn't believe in certain things, but hey, we got to keep our job. And so let's just let it be. Let's just let it go. Let's just, yes, I'm going to let that co-worker bully that co-worker, let's just let it happen. I have children, I have a family, I got to feed my family, I need this job. And the reality of the matter is that we can be so inconsiderate because we never consider how another person may feel. We never consider about what another person is going through. Being bullied is not a good feeling. And so if you ever see an individual being bullied, if you ever see an individual, being lied on, if you ever see an individual experiencing some type of hate that they shouldn't be tolerating or even having to deal with, it's up to you to speak up. But you see, if you don't speak up, that means that you're just as worse off as the person who is performing the act. Okay? And even when it comes to romantic relationships, many times, many women, they feel that they can change a man. And this is the reality of the matter. You can never change a man. One thing is for sure that you can do is you can either accept the man for who he is, or you can go ahead and go on about your business, okay? Because many times within our lives, we're trying to fix things. We're trying to fix relationships that we ought to just withdraw our hands from, okay? It stresses you out. It is depreciating your value. It is not growing you in any area of your life. And so sometimes it's best to just withdraw your hands so that you can have access to what is truly for you. Okay? Now, I was looking at this video, I was watching it, and I was a little disturbed because I saw that an individual had a survey, and he wanted the women to, tell about what kind of man that they desire. And majority of the women, they stated that they wanted a godly man. Well, the speaker, he stated, that, hey, godly men, they don't really exist. A man who prays, he really doesn't exist. A man that's going to, put the blessed oil on you, reading his Bible, that doesn't really exist. And I hate to say this, but we can't project what we don't do and try to categorize all men or all women as a whole. Now this particular individual, I'm not sure if he reads his Bible. I'm not sure if he prays. I'm not sure if he even prays with his significant other. But to say that all men are not doing that, I just feel like that's a pretty dramatic statement. I feel that it is a pretty dramatic statement. Now, ladies, if you desire a man who is going to be praying, if you desire a man who is going to be by your side, who's going to stick with you in rough times, and someone who's just going to, just be there, then that is something that God desires for you to have. If you desire a God-fearing man, you are going to get that God-fearing man if you just continue to believe. Are you going to get a perfect man? Absolutely not, because you're not a perfect woman. You are a work in progress. The both of you are working progresses. But the matter of the fact is that you need to have some type of foundation in place. Do you believe that it is okay to stay over at my place? Do you believe that it is okay for you to miss consecutive Sundays and while you just take Sunday as a rest day? Do you believe that it is okay to sleep with multiple women? Do you believe in even having sex before a marriage? Do you believe in, do you believe that I, as your wife, am supposed to look a certain type of way? Do you believe that you're supposed to tell me how to wear my hair, what color to paint my nails, how to wear my attire, if I should wear makeup, if I should wear, different head wraps or whatever the case may be, ladies? You need to know these things before you get into a relationship with this individual. You have to ask questions, because if you do not ask questions, then that, my friend, you're going to be bombarded with a lot of, whoa, I didn't know this, wait a minute, wait. And ladies, it is better to be alone for a while than settle for a man who will control you and abuse his power. Now, I heard this individual speak, and he stated that, hey, some of these men in the church, they're beating their wives. They believe that chastising is good. And listen, ladies, Jesus does never condone abuse. Jesus never condones abuse. And so a man who puts his hands on you, a man that would even speak or even try to put his hands on you, is less of a man, and that is not your husband. Okay? That is not your husband. God is never trying to break you down in your marriage. He's trying to grow you in areas. And so a man that would even use a statement of such is a man who's obviously having something going on in his head. And so, as I was forestating, always see what a person is like before you get into that relationship with them, ladies. Even that friendship, have conversations. Do you think that I'm supposed to pay every time we go out? Do you believe that, I'm supposed to be your designated driver when you get a little drunk or a little tipsy? Do you believe, you need to ask questions, ladies. You need to ask questions. And excuse me if I say questions, because I am from the South. And so some of my words, they may sound a little different, but it has the same message. Okay. So that is what I want to tell you all. Have that foundation in place. Know what you are going to allow, and know what you are not going to allow. Now, there are certain things that I just will not tolerate because I am a woman of God. People can say, that those morals, those values that you have, they're so far up and can't nobody reach it. The truth be told is that if women continue to have a standard and actually believe in their standard, that makes the man want you even more, because he has to work for you. Men have to work. So anything that's free, they don't really value it. Anything that's free, sex, that's free. Oh, okay, they don't really value. Oh, you cooking and cleaning for me, you taking my children to school. Oh, yeah, they don't really value you. A man that's sitting around in your bed, been in your bed for over 10 years. Oh, yes, that's a man that doesn't really value you. Because like I said, a man is going to value something that he has to work for. And then when he gets it, he's going to take care of it. It's just like a vehicle, ladies. It is just like a vehicle. When a man has a vehicle that he had to work for, a brand new vehicle that he had to work for, that young man is trying to keep that car up by all means necessary. So every chance that he gets, ladies, he's taking it to the car wash. He's cleaning it out. He's putting that nice black ice up in that vehicle. Okay, that is what he's doing to maintain the value of the car. And just like he's maintaining the value of the car, he sees you as just as precious as the car. So he will do even more if you let him. Who am I talking to? Who am I talking to? And so I'm here to tell you all on today, ladies and gentlemen, please stick to the code, all right? The code, the manuscript, Jesus Christ, the Bible, the greatest book you can ever have. Don't be unequally yoked, all right? Don't be unequally yoked. You get these men out in the streets, don't try to change them, okay? Now, this is the thing. When I said that a person is not perfect, that's exactly what I mean. So some people are going to have their flaws. Some people are not going to see eye to eye with you. But if a person has a heart of humility, then even when you can't speak to them, oh, here it is, God will speak to them. Even when you can't get to them. And sometimes, ladies, you're not always going to be able to get to them. Sometimes, ladies, you're not always going to be able to get to that, that supervisor, that manager that you're trying to discuss something with. But one thing about it, if they have humility, God can touch their heart, and he can not only touch their heart, but he can change their heart. And so I'm here to tell you on today, have your non-negotiables in place, and also do what? Do not settle. All right? Do not settle. Don't be unequally yoked. All right? A man who is working towards progression is different than a man who's just speaking, hey, I want to be a changed man. I want to be better. Or, hey, I want this company to grow, but you only continue to hire certain people and they look just like you. You don't hire people who have different perspectives. Everyone has to think exactly like you. That's not a good leader, in my opinion. Okay? But we all have our different opinions. But if you're trying to grow, you're trying to expand, you have to bring new ideas. You have to bring new perspectives in order to cultivate the company. All right? They don't have to think the same, but they do have to have the same what? Foundation. And so, as I first stated, it is very, very, very important to be equally yoked. Equally yoked when you're on your job. Equally yoked when you're having friendships, equally yoked when you're having, marriage, equally yoked when you are joining organizations. You need to find out the mission statements and the values up front. That way you know if this is a good fit for you, ladies. And if it is not, never feel bad for excluding yourself from this particular setting. Because if you exclude yourself from this particular setting, you've just shown that you are serious about what you say. Okay? A person who means business, a person who is serious, is a person who takes actionable steps. They do more than they say. All right? And so I really pray that this blessed you all on today. I pray that this really did. God bless each of you. I will be talking to you later. Bye.